Hey, Plywood, what's going on, brother? I'm just setting up. This one's kind of a impromptu. The old Chevy is Chevying once again. And seems like so is the plane. So I'm going to see if I can make sense of why this thing's not performing as well. Hey Alonzo, how you doing? How you doing? Good to see you as well. Selma, Alabama in the house. Selma, Alabama. Keychain. Man, I might open an Etsy store. I might open an Etsy store. I'm gathering too much stuff over here. Like for real. Like I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I've given one of those away. I'm gonna get to building some more today, potentially. Just making a sandwich, man. God, I wish you hadn't said that. Oh, now I'm hungry. Now I'm hungry. What I am gonna do though is touch up my fruit punch. It's real fruit juice, not. Yeah. So I'm gonna be right back while y'all settle in. And yeah, we're gonna take this apart, get to working on it. Maybe put the whetstones in action. In fact, I need some water for the whetstones to be in action. See if I got enough water to cover it. Yeah. Let's see what happens here, huh? Look how they soak that water up. They need to set for a couple minutes. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go see if I can get my monitor so I can see what y'all are saying in the chat. While we do this, Necesito una poca de gracia, una poca de gracia, mi fatiga, y arriba, arriba, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. I should be doing a cleanup song. Shot some back sauce and embarrassed for you to see it. But I'm glad that you're here. Power. Alonzo, oh snap! Woodchucker in the building. 2 celebrity guests, everybody. Woodchucker and Plywood. Round of applause for him. What's going on, champ? However does it go? Straightening up my space a little bit over here. Yeah. Getting ready to build some more mountains, I'm sure. But in the meanwhile, I gotta sharpen and get all my tools appropriately percolating. So I gotta make sure everything's where it should be as I go, so I don't be messing up the circumstance. You know what I mean? Don't need that. Might need that. Will need that. Might need these. Won't need. Hopefully I can do that. Might. But I got a place for this stuff. I got a place for it. Oh, right there. Alright. Back to that shop. We also know we got to protect our beverages around these parts. Good places in there. Okay. We're not bubbling anymore, so. Oh, we are bubbling a little bit. But we are underway at least. This is in preparation of, you see. Here's that little chisel we made the other day. Amazing. Amazing. I did all that to set up. No other way to say it. I can't deny it. We're almost there. Okay. I get ads now when I turn my channel on sometimes. It's kind of cool. Oh wait, that might be kind of annoying for you. Sorry. Oh. Okay, I can see the chat. I can see the chat. I'm just headed over to the job fixing the anchors that called the gate and wall, repairing the wood gate. The wood is separating, gluing it back together, says Woodchucker. Good luck with that, broska. Good luck with that. Sounds like you got it under control, though. So, we got the whetstones in preparation. If we got to get down on this thing and do some work to it. So, let's start with the blade itself. Do I have a Phillips? I have a flathead screwdriver in here. Y'all are not gonna like that I do this, but this is an old Hawk Bill, aka my favorite Knife. It works great. That kind of thing. See if we can figure out why this thing ain't doing it right. The edge is a little jagged, but it's also a lot dirty. Kind of hard to tell in that condition. So I'm more or less inclined to change the situation. See you later, woodchucker. Do a video on it. I'd love to see it. Later, tater. Alright. What we're going to do right now is grab a couple more things we might need. One of those things is going to be my best friend in the whole world, WD-40. He's outside working on the truck right now. I'm going to go get him. Hey, go! Best friend, friends to the end. Okay, so we're just gonna clean this off real quick. And what I have found to be a really okay way to do that spray this thing, a little WD-40. Now see, I'm not overly concerned with any of this back here, but I do want to be able to get this blade pretty clear and clean. And in that way I can see if I've got real problems or not. On the back side. Give it a little light scuff and just a little run through. This is 400 grit, but I'm not pressing hard at all. I'm just barely on it. But I want to clean up that very edge. I want to see it. Remember, this thing was covered in rust when we first got it, so it's possible there's still some pitting in the actual apex of the blade, and that may be why we're getting such an inconsistent cut. Let's go ahead and put this on some stones anyway and see what we get to first. and then we'll see what it looks like once we've done that a little bit. So that means our honing guide, this tool right here, I got mine off Temu a while back for about $3. You can find them on Amazon all day for probably 10 or less. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and set this guide up. I'm going to get some of this other stuff out of the way. We're also going to check our breaker and see if that's in order or not, and then we'll adjust it, but one thing at a time. First we'll get this tuned and get that blade nice and sharp, straight, good edge. Now, as we've gone over before, this tool is designed to keep your edge consistent by keeping it dead flush with the surface while the wheel rolls it back and forth. And that's essentially the whole story. You do have to make sure when you do this that you're flat on the same surfaces. And that there is no light between where you want that blade to be and where it is. A good way to do that is to put a light on the other side. If you look at it from the back side and through, you'll either see light or you won't. Interesting thing is right here, I'm sort of noticing that mine's not exactly flat. It's close, but this is the angle I want. So we're going to lock it in. I apologize about my sniffles. Probably too much sugar lately. I'm going to start with the 400 grit. That's this top half. Bottom half is 1000 grit. Tell you what we're going to do today is glove up a little bit. It's going to be a little easier on our fingers later. These are just a little bit small for my hands. Here we go. I like to have some water on top as well. 400 is about the roughest that we're going to use right now, unless we have to reshape the bevel or something. And you can see we've got a little bit of an arc happening. There's some sort of depth, but we're getting the outside edges and we're getting in the middle, so we are making good contact. Drizzle a little more water. In fact, I'm going to dunk it and get what's already come off that blade, off that stone. And then we'll go again. Lignum says use Tormek. I am unfamiliar, brother. Is that a sharpening device? Or is that a particular stone or a diamond setup? I apologize for my ignorance on the matter. Yes, it is. Well, I guess I can't use what I don't have. So in this moment, I'm going to use these stones. But I also enjoy these stones. I enjoy this process a little bit. Calling me weird. Everybody else does. But I will look it up. Slow whetstones, but I'm doing a fine job. Well, I appreciate it. Salute. Thank you. For me right now at this stage in it, this is kind of a job, you know? Some of the job is development and skill set. Some of that happens at the bottom rung, you know? But I'm good with that. Work my way up to some fancy sharpening things when I do need to be efficient. Right now, I just, if I'm being honest, I don't need to be particularly efficient. I don't have some backed up orders of canes to fulfill, you know? Let's take a close look. I don't see much flaw in this blade. I may shine up the back side, give it a little bit more attention. Do you have chisels that you sharpen, or do you have planes, hand planes that you sharpen, or knives with that system. Love learning about new stuff. I'm getting across there. Oh, it's a turning tool. And it has carbide. Oh. So it's like a spinning plate, and then you sort of either lower or lift the blade down on it or up to it. I can hear that slight grinding on the end, so I'm going to pull more of this aggregate off. I don't know if that's the proper term, if it's metal aggregate. Oh, wood lathe makes baseball bats and bowls. Yeah, that would be freaking awesome. My friend Mike on Mike Makes Stuff, he has made a lathe, making a lathe, and it's amazing. The very brilliant DIY engineering. You should go check him out if you get a chance to. I feel like I'm a little bit gun shy on making an actual lathe. I can make makeshift things with the drill for small things, but nothing too efficient or anything that I'm actually going to put a blade up against. I think I'm getting there. Dunk our stone again. Give it a nice rinse-a-roo. In fact, this time we'll do some flattening real quick just to make sure we're on the money and that we stay that way. This is a flattening stone that's got this grooved characteristic so that you can use it to get your other stones back flat. So these stones certainly do get wet. See how you don't hear any friction anywhere now? So we're not in a chamber, right? That means we're flat. Yet again. Rinse that off. Back. Hey, you subscribed. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I appreciate your contribution to the conversation. If I had a horn, I'd blow it. I'll beatbox for you. Every subscriber gets their own beatbox and air horn fake sounds. Thanks, better try again. Gave me an air horn. Let's get that off of there as well. I will occasionally push that burr off with my fingers. Probably not the best idea, but occasionally I will. I think we're ready for that 1000 grit now. This is the other side. Since we're doing things proper, oh, take a look. How's that edge looking, says Robert G. Let's take a quick look, Bo. What do you think? Think we're ready to move up yet? You like it, I love it. We're on to the 1000 grit, but before we do, quick flattening. I'm sitting in a metal bowl. There's got some rust on the corners, it looks like. Maybe it wasn't the best idea. Let's go ahead and clean that up, flatten that out. Make sure our edges are the same as our ends. Make sure our middles the same as that. Carnage! What up? Superstar! Superstar! Carnage Bladesmith is my buddy and does great sharpening, and knows a lot about knives. If you're into that kind of stuff, that is the place to be. Here we are on the 1000 grit. And like our good friend Robert G was pointing out, we want to look at our blade and make sure it's good before we move up. We're not going to sharpen it any heavier by moving up. What we're doing by moving up in grit is refining what we've already done with the previous sharpening, the previous grit. We move up too fast and all we're doing is refining a dull edge. And that ain't good. That is not good. Just checking on you and just cleaning his BB gun. Oh yeah, you got the BB gun collection started now. I forgot about that. Forgot about that. The BBs. Here we're giving some more passes with the 1,000 grit. And you can see we are moving some metal. We're getting those little shavings floating on the top of that water, so before they get back into our blade, we're going to clear them off, rinsing them out in our water over here. And just bring it back and go again. Easy peasy, George and Weezy. What was Helen's husband's name? I forgot. Yeah, I got the MPC and the Daisy. I want to get myself one of the Air. Oh yeah, that's what's up. I got Daisies for my sons. My younger boy is quite the sharpshooter. Get him back in the water. I think now it's time for us to move up. We just got 1,000 grit. We did 400. And we're going to go to our good old friend, the 3G. That's a 3,000 grit. Unsponsored Amazon Basics. Got it because it was cheap, and I kept it because it worked. I have a lot of good reviews on these, so I gave it a shot. Feels like it's paid off. Now, we did some knife sharpening, which is a lot of curvature. That's where these lines are from on this grit. Let's go ahead and give it a flattening to it, just for fish chips and giggles. Let me get some of my excess of my water that run down into my lap. There are other techniques for doing this, I believe. Like most things, do a little research for yourself. Make sure that you're not messing nothing up before you get started. The thing about this is you get to see, here and now, whether or not what I'm doing is working. And that way we don't have to argue about it in the comments. You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you what, my comment section is not and not has ever been awful. I've never had a bunch of nasty, unnecessary comments. I've had a handful, easily handled, and then we just go on about our business in the chat, and I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. The people that do come through this channel seem to be just polite, worthwhile souls, and I'm very grateful for that. So, shout out to y'all. We're on the 3,000 grit. We're maintaining the same angle we started with. Once we do the front, we go to the back side and we try to get dead flat on there. And my first effort is going to pull towards me so that I pull that burr forward and I'm not grinding it back towards the blade. Then I'm going to just go in small, light circles, maintaining the flatness up against there. That's why I'm not going far, because this would make me have to put it on an angle if I go beyond that. And I don't want it on an angle. I want it dead flat. to pull the little metal burr that's going to develop along the blade from the sharpening. I'm going to rinse off the stone again. West, do you camber the edges of your plane irons? Robert G, I do. I do on the very tip. Do you mean like, do I put a secondary bevel on the very tip, or do you mean on the edges? If you mean the edges, I don't. I'm not even sure how to. If you mean on the very tip of the edge of the blade, yeah, I'll do a micro bevel. For sure. Yeah, I just don't know how. I'll take some advice if you got some, or a reference. Carnage says, I get a lot of off comments from people that don't know blank about knives, and they seem to think they do, and they tell me I'm doing things wrong and all this stuff. I use my bench grinder for my chisels, then I put them in the stock and use the ceramic rod. I mean, you know, your process is your process, you know, and if it works, I mean, that's what it is. Most people speak from their own, all people speak from their own point of reference, right? Not always from experience. Sometimes their experience is only having watched somebody else's video. And that's all they have as a reference point, and in their mind it's golden because it's never been challenged. And then they see something different, and the assumption is that the other person doesn't know what they're doing. But you have to understand that when that happens, it usually either comes from somebody who only understands one way, or somebody who's offering up another way, which is good in one sense, because if they're offering up another way, you'll have another way. But if they're offering up something that you are already aware of, I can see where that would get bothersome. But as a contractor, whenever I'm hiring, I explain my process of whatever it is that I'm hiring them to do. And I say, I'm only explaining this because I've never met you, or I'm not in your brain. I don't know what you're capable of or you're not. I don't know your background. So I'm going to tell you my way. And my way works, and I know it. If you've got another way, feel free to explain it. And if you're more efficient and effective your way, I'm all ears. The thing about the internet, though, is that it's not face-to-face interaction. It's hard to tell what spirit somebody's speaking from and what intention that they want to accomplish by saying it. Is it helpful, or is it just to feel bigger than, smarter than, better than? I guess the key is just to know that it's got very little to do with you. It's got everything in the world to do with them. You're an outlet for them to talk about themselves sometimes. But I wouldn't take it personal. The bench rider just makes it so easy you can put a secondary bubble on the edge and get the chips out. Robert G, thanks Carnage. Robert G says you apply pressure on one corner for a few strokes, then the other side equally. Very slight knocking off the side point so that they cannot dig into the workpiece. Brilliant. I'm going to try that. When I was learning to sharpen, says Scott T, I heard a good joke. If you're ever lost in the woods, just start sharpening your knife. Someone will show up and tell you you're doing it wrong. That is hilarious. Yo. I can see that. That's funny. Carnage says, I'm always fine with people give me information and stuff. I love learning. It's when people are jerks and try to say, I know nothing about what I'm talking about. Yeah, I can see the frustration of that. But don't let that become your frustration. You know what I mean? Don't let somebody else's nastiness become your sickness. Plywood says, I try to be nice. Plywood, I've never seen you anything but nice. And I'd be surprised if I saw you being anything else. I really would. I'd be like, they must have done something to him. That's for sure. Oh, Carnage says, I never take anything personally. I take it all with a grain of salt. It's just when people try to give me information about something I've researched on my knife sharpening, it's as a teenage kid. Or it's some teenage kid. Oh yeah, that's what teenage kids do. Jeez, I'm glad the internet wasn't around when I was a teenage kid. I would have been a menace. Jeez. I would have been an absolute menace. Robert, I got a question for you. Now that I've discovered this information, would you suggest going back to the 400 and working my way back up with this corner method sharpening effort that you're talking about? Robert G says, Plywood is a trucker. I bet he can lay into somebody pretty good if he wants. Oh yeah, that's facts about the truckers, fact. I ain't met a soft trucker yet. I've met a lot of nice ones though. Yeah, Wes, I grew up in an area where it's good, no internet, and everyone played outside. Yep. I mean, and I don't knock technology, and I certainly don't knock this generation. It's just, we built it, you know what I mean? But my kids absolutely have access to so much more information than I ever did, and I was looking. I got a lot. My kids are full of information. I love that for them, growing up in this time. Carter says, there's a drywall and tapers. No one ever wants to mess with us. I heard that. Ain't no weak drywall guys either. Robert G says, you just want to slightly round it. Just do like 15 strokes on a higher grit. I wouldn't go all the way through the grits. Yes, I can. However, trucking can also teach patience as plywood. Oh my God. Plywood, I'm going to take a second and salute that, brother. I'm going to take a second and salute that. That's a good word today. Yeah, Robert G, I think I followed. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to put a little pressure here on the right. A little pressure here on the left. I want to say Mike is making stuff. Was mentioning this to me the other day. Clean that off. In the water. Yeah. Till I grew up with good times. This is the 8,000 grit, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. That looks to have done something there, Rob, Mr. Robert. Set him in the water, and then you know what time it is now. If Ad Rock and Mike G was right here, they would say, "Stir up." So I'm gonna dry my blade off a little bit so that I'm not dragging water across my strop. Let's take a quick look at that blade. Let's take a quick look at that blade. Worker site for 20 years. I've learned how to take a lot. Oh my God, Robert. Bless your heart for that. And on that note, I have to go to physical therapy, says Plywood. Take it easy, bud. I hope the therapy goes well. I wish I had some departing applause for you. Man, I got to get one of them sound machines. I tend to go with the backside first to get the stropping, you know, any birds that might have been there first. And then I'll do the actual bevel. If I'm wrong, y'all let me know. As you can tell when you get the right angle, it just feels good, you know what I mean? Let the tip of my finger just barely hang over the edge where I can feel when that contact is made. And I can manage that through my own hand sensitivities coming back towards myself. Time for that mirror finish, says Robert. Don't have too much fun, Plywood, says Robert G. Oh yeah, that mirror finish is what we after. Home skillet. We're almost there. Just wait. There we go. Okay. Still got a little to go. And we're going to flip to the other side. Let me give me about 10 more of these bad boys. 2 more. 3. I'm going to flip over to the green side. Now, I'm brand new to the green side. I just started doing this side recently. Doesn't feel the same flap, but somehow freaking works. Again, I'm going to start with the back side. Mike is making stuff. Here we are. Big boy. Mike, we was talking about you earlier, man. Should have been here. I was like, if he show his daggone face in here. We were talking about lathes We were talking about your brilliance, or I was, in the lathe that you are making from scratch, DIY style. And if somebody had an interest in such a thing, that is by far the best one I've seen in a DIY circumstance. Period. Like I'm gonna be on Marketplace looking for the opportunity to copy your design. You should go check out Mike's live. When was that? Yesterday or the day before you did that, Mike? Let's get that compound off. Now let's see if this is more than a mere finish visually and maybe a cut edge surface. Let us see. Let's also check this chip breaker. We need something we trust a little bit to measure it against. We'll just use this blade for now. It's not bad, it's not great, it's not bad. Not awful. Not wonderful. I'm gonna put a stone on it. Let's see if I can make sure that tip. Is that an eyelash? Sorry. Fortunate enough to be able to read the chat. Mike's in there giving y'all some free games. Robert says, I have a couple old Stanleys I need to restore, a 3 and a 5 that are corrugated bottom, original line of Sweethearts. Oh, Robert, that is nice. I want both of those. Unfortunately, I don't want to say unfortunately, but all I've been able to get my hands on are number 4s. And I've got 6 of them. 3 that are actually Stanleys, and then 3 that are various versions of other brands. It's really that number 5 with that corrugated bottom that I've never touched one, I've never used one, but I'm so interested in that tool for whatever reason. Put some water back on that. That's my 400. Mike says, I'm excited. It's going to be serious pretty quick. Thanks, man. It was yesterday. So in Mike's live yesterday is when you can find that. Going to build it out right once I get it all lined out. I know I've seen a broken washing machine. So there goes my enamel coated sheet metal. So I need to make a sheet metal roller and brake. Holy moly. Mike, you go deep, bro. You go deep. I love it. I have a Miller Falls and a couple of other number 4s that aren't Stanleys. Gotcha. But I hear the sweethearts are the ones you want. So congrats on having a pair of those from that line. What years were those? Like the 30s or something crazy? That chip breaker right, family. You made one before and gave it to a friend? We'd say, Wes, let's make a hand plane. We used to say back in the day, speaking French, when did you learn French? We. What are we? I might make a hand plane. I might be down for that, Mike. I don't know if I'm gonna make one out of sheet metal. I may make more Japanese style with the wooden block. I'm excited how shiny that is already. I feel like I've accomplished nothing else. Gave it a worthy effort. I'm gonna lock this back in. Ugh. And I just stay a hair back from that edge. That might be a small 1/16 of an inch, maybe. Locked in the jelly bean. Ugh. See if we can find something to get this thing a little whirl at. Some water. A little housekeeping. Apologies. Fan. Let's see if I've got any wood that's particularly problematic. I know I got some scrap chestnut. Also got this scrap. Let's see how we do with some ingrained chestnut. That might be an overly hardy task, but let's see. Got to know. it in first. This grain is really tough to move. I'll back this blade up. Back it up some more. Oh, that is nice. Now, I don't know if you know about chestnut and the end grain on it, but it's super dry. And this is what, it's a pretty good scenario for it. It's not going to, like if it's thin, it's not going to be a strip. It's not going to be a ribbon. It's going to be damn near vertical dust. Like that. Like see-through, connected. And that is good. That's fantastic. But this blade's not sharp. It tears this to pieces. That's what we want. Robert says I have a number 4.5 or 45. I think it's from the late 1880s, early 1890s. Oh wow, amazing. Mike says, what we? You got a mouse in your pocket? Mike says he made one before and gave it to a friend. Oh, the plane. I have a number 45. It's from the late 80s. And Emmanuel says, hi. Hi. Our plane worked. Our sharpening worked. We are happy. Chip breaker worked. We are happy. Let me ask you guys. I hear a lot about keeping some sort of wax on the bottom of your planes that help them move a little bit better. What do you use? Is it something like these, or is it something entirely different? Because this is all I've got for wax as far as I know right now. What do y'all use? Putting you on the spot, Rob and Mike. It helps. I literally rub one of them dollar store tea candles. Really? I should do that. I'll do that. Like, it's just candle wax is what they're talking about? I'll do that. But now that this thing is freaking sharp, I do have a few chisels to touch up. We did some great work the last couple of days building a few mallets. I'm going to build a few more just to get some practice in, just to try some different techniques, try some different looks. Mike says any old candle is paraffin. It'll work. Robert says Paul Sellers uses an oil rag and a can and just rubs it across every once in a while. I ain't really mad at that either. Sounds good. Alright, I'm turning my rig the wrong way. There we go. What's going on not long ago? He needs work. Definitely needs work. I don't know what this one was doing today, but we're gonna work on it. Just gonna run them all. Put them all. We'll go in order. I don't know if we need that one. That thing is looking crispy, gleamy. Let's see. Where's that wood? We'll know in a second. It's not bad. See what I'm doing. That one definitely needs work. Let's see about this one. Not bad. Maybe these two. Some stropping. This one. Good old sharpening. That's going to go on the strop. I'm going to sharpen him. Strop. Thank you for your participation. I'm going to get the strops first. Trying to train my left hand to do this too. Ivan in the house. What's up? Good to see you, fam. Good to see you, fam. That blade might be sharp. And we might can find out exactly how sharp it is. Thank you, CeeLo. Coming through. No problem, Wes. I might be crazy. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'll flip them. Tip them. We didn't even put that on the green strap. Let's come. It's good. Don't over. You don't have to overdo it, Wes. You don't have to. Alright. Back at it like Craftmatic with a bad back in the bad bird in the bad traffic. So Wes, is it expensive to send where you are from to Canada? Carnage, I do not know yet. I don't know, to be honest. I'm gonna have to find out from the post office when I get the package put together for the mail. But I don't know. I wouldn't imagine so. We ain't beefing with y'all that hard, are we? Gonna hit me with the tariffs? Gonna hit me with the tariffs, son? I hope it doesn't cost you too much, man. That's no problem, man. You could always donate to the channel if you felt guilty enough. But I wouldn't imagine it's going to cost me a whole ton. I'm not going to skip a light bill to send it, you know? So don't worry yourself about that at all. Good friend, I appreciate your patronage and your movement in my algorithm. Let's see. I'll do anything to the channel as soon as I get paid, bro. Oh, no. Don't worry about that, man. Do what you feel motivated to, but definitely don't put no pressure on yourself about me. I am cool in the game. Now we're going up to our green waxy material. Continuing with our stropping. This is a finer polish, from my understanding, which is admittedly limited. But that's what we're doing right now. Gaining some experience. Let's see how my chisel does in the slicing of my pine. It's looking pretty good to me. That's pretty sharp. Could not ask for better than that. Done. One more, two more. Good habits breed good results. Hope y'all having a good drive home if that's what you're doing. Hope you got your eyes on the road if that's what you're doing. Hope you're proud of your country's leader wherever you're at. Talk about mirror finishes. Look at that little buddy. Back over to the green side of things. the back side, because you know, why wouldn't you? Check it with our scrap. I'm satisfied with my results. Once again, so Ivan says South Africa here, not really possible, but not the place for politics. I feel you, brother. I feel you. Shout out to you. May your life and your attitude be as positive as possible. So far, so good. You're a friend of the channel. And my channel has this best people, fam. Just does. And I'm not bragging. That's not bragging on me. That's really bragging on the universe sending me such good vibes with y'all. Real spit. Just good vibes all the way around. I appreciate it. I appreciate the likes as well. If you got the time. If you're driving, don't even worry about it. Don't hurt yourself and don't risk nothing. If you're at home on the couch, it helps. It'll help me show up again next time if you're interested in seeing this again. Or something like it. Right now we're going to go back with our green. A little bit more of that on that plate. Drag across it some more. This time we're going to start with the back side. Come back around front. You get your hand positioning just right. If you want to feel that blade, some people don't. I can see it better with my fingers on it. Satisfaction of this is really hard to explain to me. Because I'm telling you, when you're contracting, your truck is doing whack stuff, and you gotta call your clients and say, hey, I'm not gonna be there because my truck is doing broke boy stuff. It's weird. I'm not a person that likes to explain nothing, to be honest. But it's great to have clients who are cool. Hell or high water. Because they know you're going to be there. You know you're going to do your best job when you get there. And this chisel is sharp. That is fat. These two are not. Equally true statement. Carter says, hey, Susie Vaughn. He's stropping some knives while I'm doing mine. Alright, good stuff. Ivan says, always positive, love this community for that reason. Thank you. Because you're a great person, man, and great people flock to their own kind. Thanks, Carnage. True word, says Ivan. Cheers to the fellas in the chat. And the ladies. Yeah. Okay. So we're back to sharpening stones because these boys need a little more work, these pair. So gonna run the full gambit again. Start with the 400. And we'll go ahead and set our gauge. This is our honing guide. And again, this is how we set and determine our angle. Man, I'm doing this often enough that I'm guessing really close these days. I'm surprising myself, if I'm being honest. But I think right there, you got a chance. Dump this back in the water for a second. It's a 400 grit Amazon Basics stone. 1,000 grit on the other side. It came in a package with 3,000, 8,000, and a flatness stone. Not a paid sponsorship, just what I bought when I needed a stone. So we're going to put quite a little bit of work on it with the 400. It's always imperative to get that blade established sharp early and then refine it. Hey Scoop Doobie, how's it going? Wes, I made the same mistake as you. They need to be sharpened on the flat. They feel sharp because they technically are, but they get thick behind the edge. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Look how much material came off there. So I'm just going to dunk that in the water and pull that back off. Didn't know you were sharpening with a guide. Don't know why it's looking like a secondary on camera. Oh. Maybe it's because the gloves are blending with the color. I am not accurate enough to sharpen flat things without a guide. For sure I'm not. Flattening, pulling that burr off the back. Give her another little dunk. I just don't mind doing the maintenance on things, you know? It's part of the process, it's part of the process. Now I'm gonna go wild on this 400 because I want it nice and sharp. And I'm also being mindful of that left to right, that working those edges down a little bit. Make it a little easier not to dig in so hard. Getting there, but it's not there. Not quite yet. And what I'll say about sharpening is, the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. The faster it is, or the more aware you become of it. And when it doesn't need to be fast, or when it doesn't need to be done at all. But I think that's an important skill to get early. And that's just going to come from a lot of this. Sharpen fairly often because I am getting better each time I do. Also, I have budget tools that frankly may need sharpening more often than something on a higher price point. But I'd rather learn here. Only $30 stones and the $25 chisels for the set. You still get really good results. Results that I'm happy with anyway. I'll show you some real fast. Jumped out. Let me rephrase that. I didn't tighten that tight enough. So now I have to reset this bevel to where we were. Looks to be about that. And then we're going to lock that in with a tool since we played ourselves hand tightening it. There we go. Holy mallet, Batman. When your sharpening finds you. This is 400. We're already on it. I'm just trying to make sure I'm on the same part. Sounds like it. We're going to jump right over to the 1000 grit. Straight into it. These are little wax particles. I gotta get them off. They're making my wheel jump. And I don't want to affect my blade in that way. Lesson learned. Let's do this instead. Give ourselves a buffer. And our tabletop. Whatever debris might be accumulating on it. It says you find your sharpening and your sharpening finds you. 100%, man. Whatever keeps your boat afloat. Now look at This chisel has a small chip. I don't know if you can see it right there. Tiny little chip in it. Not ideal. We're going to continue our sharpen, see how it affects things, and see if we're going to need to recondition this blade edge. That may be what we have to do. Because we're going to need this is a wide tip, we're going to need to use this chisel to slide. Let's see if we can actually do that. Seems to. See that though? If I was going straight, I'd be leaving that little tiny void. I'm not really mad at those results. Let us continue. I'm going to go up to the 3,000 grit, and thank you for your likes, thank you for your subscribes. I should have mentioned it before. Thanks for anybody who took the time to push a button on my behalf. Or for your own behalf, if you feel like that I've got enough quality to spend your time here. Shout outs to you. We're on the 3,000 grit. We're pulling the burr off the back. Soak our stone again. Get it clean again. Back on it, doggone it. Keeping light pressure on the tip of the tool. We are using a honing guide to keep our angle proper. Dip it back in. We're going to go ahead and bump up to the 8,000 grit. I'm going to start getting that burr off the back. Wear our stone again, get whatever debris up off. Back on our same angle due to our honing guide. We're at 8,000 grit at this point. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Also, thank you for your likes. You walk in the house, you gotta pet the cat on the head. What's wrong with you? Like button is my kitty cat. Needs petting on the head. I don't like how any of that sounded. It sounded way better in my head. And it came out of my mouth kind of creepy. Okay. Diamond is the key word. Those are magic, says Ivan. Carnage agrees with that. I do too. But this is a great way to learn. My results. Chef's kiss. And we're going to jump that over to the honing. Or from that to the strop. Strop. Boom, 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 strop. Peace. Apply some more compound. How about y'all help me break the 30 light barrier? I'm at 29 right now. All I want is one of you to do right by me. All I want is one of you to show me the love. Would you be the one? Would you be the one that definitely love? Definitely love. Drum off. All right, 30. Thank you. I don't know who you are, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you. That's all the asking I'm gonna do. Good looking out. I'm over here getting giddy about how shiny this blade might look. It gets that way with the larger the blade, like the more forward you look to going across it, seeing sparkly, shiny, chiselly goodness. It may be, an OCD thing. It may be a contractor thing. It may be a knife guy thing. I don't know. Maybe it's me becoming a real woodworker. Oh, a real boy. Who knows? We're going to give this about 30 passes because that's what I saw Carnage do the other day. Following suit. $19, $20, $21, $22, $23, $24, $25, $26, $27, $28, $29, $30. Looks effective. Green side. Once again. Blade side. It is very shiny. We're going to check it on wood because that's what we cut around here. We cut wood. So, let's see. Oh, that is so promising right out the gate. There ain't nothing better than that. won't need it to perform better than that. That's fantastic. All right. Let's see if we can get one more good stropping. Stropping, 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 stropping. Oh, 31 likes. I appreciate that. I appreciate somebody stepping in and looking out for you. Boy, I didn't even ask for it. You just gave it to me. Free and willing. It's the way of the world. Organic. And I thank you. Salute. I love the love. Try not to come on here and ask for money and stuff like that. I love the free love. And if y'all have any suggestions about anything y'all like to see built, or built a certain way, built in certain styles of things, I'm down for suggestions. Right now, sharpen this chisel and give it a little bit more than 30 passes, but somewhere in that neighborhood. I appreciate y'all in the chat. Having a good time amongst yourselves. This is the place to be for that. Nice, cool people in the chat that will educate us if we got questions. And I thank you for that. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you, Carnage. You guys have been very helpful in the chat for sure, while my hands are busy. Now let's see if we got our stones. Sharper. Also, Robert, if I didn't mention you, thank you for participating in our conversation. Matthew's opinion says, I'd like to see you build an old school wooden tool chest box. Yes, for sure I'd do that. I am also thinking a garden box. Geez, what's the name? Somebody dropped that suggestion the other day and I think it's brilliant. I want to do that myself, says Matthew. Says Ivan. Ivan says that's definitely a great buy. You can take out chips with the dressing stone quickly. Mike and them are talking about some stonage. Alright, let's try our cut. That'll do, right? Sorry, West, love the community. No, Ivan. Do not apologize for that. For sure. This is what I want the community to be doing. This is not necessarily the West show. I'm here showing what I'm showing, but for sure, I don't need to have all the attention on me 100% of the time, and I enjoy the conversation. A lot of this, see, I can go back and look, and then I can learn stuff from the chat that I wasn't able to watch while I was in here carving stuff. So this is fantastic for all of us. And Mike and Carnage both definitely understand that from their channels and that activity. They gotta watch them fingers too. Just look how, I just love that. I just love how clean a fresh blade cuts. 32 likes, thank you so much. Somebody else didn't get that question asked to them and they did it anyway. I appreciate it. It's really amazing to experience, says Ivan. I agree, sir. I agree. So, old school wooden chest toolbox. That would be cool. Also, I'm thinking like maybe a garden tote. I forget the proper name, but someone mentioned it, and then I was like, yeah. I looked it up, and I was like, yeah, that would be cool. So, yeah, maybe that could be the next thing. I've got a little bit of pressure treated lumber over there. What do y'all think about that? Now, I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate all the watches. I appreciate everybody joining in. I got to think about what I want to build next, and I think that might be another mallet. I really am going to continue to build mallets until, I don't know, not until anything, as long as I want. But I think I'm going to build some, put an Etsy store together, and then show you guys, like, if y'all want to go buy them or anything like that. And just have them there. But for now, sayonara. There's an old Viking toolbox that was dug up somewhere. My personal inspiration. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. I think, see, my daughter, she, like, I live in the woods. So oddly enough, because I live in the woods, I don't get any shade. I always have shade around my house. So we don't, our patio doesn't grow plants very well. And my daughter's the only one who will move the plants from different portions of the house in order for them to get enough sun to actually thrive. And I think I should get her, build her a tote where she can carry them around and do that. And maybe that's kind of in the same vein. But when I come back, I have a design in my mind and I have an idea that's a little more formulated, and I think I'll be doing a little bit of both. Till then, thank y'all for hanging out with me. Real spit. Matthew says, that's me. I love the feeling of a sharp chisel going through good wood and making a cedar box for my mom now. Trying to design it as I go. She needs a box for her yarn that she wants holes in front. That's a great idea, Matthew. Ivan says, it's definitely a great project. Peace be with you. I appreciate y'all. And thank you so much for the ideas. That was nice. So now we do have an idea. We're going to probably build that today. I've got a couple hours before my wife even gets home from her day. And so I have some time to spend with y'all. I'll be back. I'm going to go grab something to eat. And then I'll catch up with you in a little bit. You have a good day too, Matthew. You as well, Ivan. Yeah, y'all have a great one. Peace. Go check out Mike. He'll probably be live soon.